Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. It's time for another Vintage Cube draft. I keep telling myself I'm not going to do any more of these because I've been in a little bit of a rut lately in returns to draft, but I'm a glutton for punishment, and it's still fun, even though I haven't 3-0'd yet. So yeah, let's see what we have. Splinter Twin, first pick is definitely safe. This is actually kind of a blue card, not necessarily red, because you're going to be blue-red when you play it. Entomb I like. The Forcing Reanimator can be a little difficult, but lately I've noticed that there's a lot of the cards that go around. And I'm actually more comfortable with the Animator deck. I think it's a little more powerful than Twin, even though Twin is one of the better decks. I think I'll probably just take the Entomb and not fight over the Twin package, because I've noticed that the Twin package is a little bit more difficult to put together than even the Reanimator. So I'm just going to take the Entomb. People are probably screaming right now with that pick, but we have Demonic Tutor, second pick, which is great with our Entomb. Demonic Tutor is just very powerful. There's also Sphinx of the Steel Wind, which is a good card. One of the... Okay, weekly maintenance, sure. Demonic Tutor... I was talking about Sphinx of the Steel Wind, sorry. Yeah, so this is a good reanimation target, but definitely not the best. It's actually better than the Tinker decks. But I'm just going to take the Demonic Tutor. Bazaar of Baghdad is really good with the Reanimator deck. Not really a whole lot else here for us if we're trying to play Reanimator. Venser is really good in blue. This pack is underpowered except for the Metal Worker. I'm just going to take the Bazaar. We could also be Storm if we wanted to be. There was LED in the first pack, which I'm pretty confident will wheel, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Sylvan Library is just great. Looter Core is also good. It's a nice way to loot away your big fatties. There's also Inky, which is a nice reanimation target since it's so hard to kill. I'll probably just take Inky. As much as I like Library, you typically aren't green in these types of decks. I'll just take the powerful card. Okay, there's Inquisition and Thing in the Ice and Sword of Feast and Famine, but Sword isn't really something that we're looking to play if we're going to go Reanimator. So I think I'll just take the Inquisition. This is a powerful spell. Getting rid of, like on turn 1, if you're on the play, getting rid of Mana Vaults and Mana Crypts and things like that. Those are the things that have been beating me. I've been losing to lots of like really unfair decks, people that get open multiple pieces of power and things like that, and this is a great way to get rid of that on the play. Okay, there's Grim Tutor, which is pretty unexciting. There's Anguished Unmaking. I could just take Grim Tutor. It's like a bad tutor, but it's not the worst. This pack besides that is pretty unexciting, so we'll just take the Grim Tutor. Okay, there's Corpse Dance in this pack, which is one of the worst removal reanimation spells, but I've done some pretty neat things with it. So, like if you have a sack outlet, you can sacrifice a creature before it gets exiled. Even if it does get exiled, like Corpse Dancing a Grave Titan is totally reasonable. You get 4 zombies and an end for 6. But so far, we just got a whole bunch of enablers. Okay, Animate Dead, that's great. That's like one of the best ones to get, so we'll take that. So now we just need the fatties. Like Inkwell is really good, but we definitely want more. Elesh Norn is great. Griselbrand is excellent. So is oh, the LED's still here as we expected. There's also Empty the Warrens, but that's not the best Storm win con. You either want to be playing Brain Freeze or Tendrils to kill them immediately. There's also Hero's Downfall, but we'll skip on that. We'll just take the LED. Okay, Sphinx Wield. That's the only thing that's really here for us, so we can play the Sphinx. We could board the Ancient Grudge, and those effects are really good in the queue, so I'll take that. We also need some loot effects. We already have the Bazaar, which is great. Okay, I guess we'll just take the Exquisite Firecraft. There's nothing else here that we would play. Maybe Xenagos. Xenagos is a better card, so I might as well just take the better card. Alright. There's not much here for us. We'll just take the Lightning Mauler. So far we have Animate Dead and Corpse Dance as our reanimation targets, or our reanimation abilities. Deathrite Shaman is a black card. I'm not sure we would play it, but okay, there's Battle Sphere, there's Exhume, there's Hoofy, there's Thirst for Knowledge, which I hope we can wheel, because we really need this Exhume. This Orzhov Signet we could possibly wheel, but Signets are taken pretty highly, even though it's not a blue Signet, which are the best ones. But I'm just going to take the Exhume. That's the other really good reanimation spell. Okay, Tendrils is here, Natural Order. There's Mishra's Workshop, but we're not playing that kind of deck. We do kind of have the makings of a Storm deck, because we have this Lion's Eye Diamond, we have the Bazaar, we have Entomb to put like a Tendrils in our yard if we had like Yawgmoth's Will. We also have Tutor, Inquisition, Grim Tutor, so we definitely have the some of the Storm pieces if we were to get it there, because there's really not much else here for us anyway. Dig Through Time, maybe? Actually, Dig Through Time is really good with Bazaar, and it helps us find our combo pieces, so I'm just going to take the Dig. Okay, there's Monolith, Gush, Tolarian Academy, Underground Sea. Underground Sea is really good. We're definitely going to be blue if we're going to be Reanimator. So we'll take the Underground Sea as and hope to pick up some fetches to be able to get that. We don't really want the Monolith as this kind of deck. Okay, Bloodstained Mire and Vampiric Tutor. And then here's a Brain Freeze too for the Storm deck, but pretty solidly Reanimator here. We could take the Vampiric Tutor, because it technically fixes too, because you can go find a land with it. I think I'm going to take the Vampiric Tutor. You just want multiple ways to be able to find your combo pieces. And I think I can get another fetch for the Underground Sea if I need it. And if I'm just blue-black, then I don't really need a ton of fixing. Whereas if I'm splashing red, I definitely want that Bloodstained Mire. And you'd be splashing red for things like Faithless Looting, Dak Faden, all the other cards that you saw me play in the last one. Okay, here is a Shallow Grave, which is also, it's not quite as good as the other ones because, again, you have to exile it. But if you reanimate something with like Annihilator, and which you can do at instant speed, like if you pitch the 15 cost Emrakul, in response to the trigger, you Shallow Grave and then get it and attack for 15 and annihilate their board. I think that's just going to be our best pick here. Another Enabler. And speaking of the devil, there is Emrakul, and we have Corpse Dance Emrakul, Shallow Grave Emrakul, and we can Vampiric Tutor for the piece as well. We can Entomb it. Yeah, we'll just take it. We passed, and noteworthy, we passed the Yawgmoth's Will. It might be able to wheel, but it's hard to say. Sundering Titan is a nice one to reanimate. But there's also an Unburial Rites and a Cabal Ritual. I could try the plan B of storming. The Sundering Titan is really good, though, so I kind of hate to pass it. Yeah, I think we'll take the Sundering Titan, because we're kind of short on Reanimator spells currently. Ulamog 2, and Dragonlord Silumgar, and Dark Ritual. Well, we could definitely draft Storm if we wanted to. Like I said, we have the LED, and we have Dig, Grim Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Inquisition, but I think we got a good thing going on here with the Reanimator, so as long as we can just find some ways to loot these guys away. So let's take the Ulamog. Okay, Force Spike is nice. There's also Temple of Deceit. Yeah, we'll take the Temple. I like being able to scry with this deck. Natural Order Wield? That is absurd. I'm gonna take the Tendrils. There's really nothing else here for us. Maybe Quicken. We could Quicken Exhume actually. If you in response to the Emrakul. Okay. That'd be kind of janky. Take the Scan Render on color. Won't play it though. We'll take the Brain Freeze. Where did it go? Okay, over here. Pause not good. We'll take the Quagmire. Mental Misstuff is a great sideboard card. And Cabal Ritual. So we could play Storm if we wanted to, actually, right now. Channel, Mox Ruby, Grim Monolith. Wow, this is a powerful pack. There's also Gear Hulk. We haven't really seen a lot of ways to loot away stuff. We're just going to take the Mox Ruby here. It's the obvious choice. It's also red, which is nice if we're able to get some red looting spells we can fix for it. I hate passing the Grim Monolith, but what you gonna do when they're in the same pack? Okay, there's Dragon Lord Atarka, which is nice to reanimate. There's also Ancient Tomb. Izzet Charm, Counterspell. We need looting effects. So we could take the Izzet Charm. There's also Dark Petition, which I think we can wheel. And we have Emrakul and Ulamog to reanimate right now. This is a powerful pack because there's also Rivalos. Yeah, I'm going to take the Izzet Charm and try to get red down. Blightsteel Colossus. Yawgmoth's Bargain. Frantic Search, that's what we need. As a nice discard outlet. Blightsteel Colossus is really good to Corpse Dance and everything, but I think Emrakul is going to, and this Ulamog is going to be enough, so we'll just take the Frantic Search. Okay, here's a red for our Black Slash. Also Rouse Eric, but he sucks. He's not nearly as good as his blue-red counterpart, Dak Faden. We'll just take the Lava Claw Reaches, just so that we can try to fix red and play this Izzet Charm. Alright, Marsh Flats, Sacred Foundry, Duress. Careful Study is great. We'll take the Careful Study. Okay, here's a Watery Grave, and there's a Toxic Deluge as well, which is really good. I think I'll just take the Watery Grave, though, because this is actually red fixing, and it doesn't look like it, but this allows us to play more mountains in our deck if we want to, since it gives us a third blue-red duel. I don't think we're the kind of deck that's going to need Toxic Deluge, even though it does come in quite in handy at many times. I really would like one more really big unfair card to reanimate, like Griselbrand. Okay, this Verdant Catacombs fetches Underground Sea. There's also Through the Breach and Makeshift Mannequin. This being instant speed means I can reanimate Emrakul. So I could just take this. I don't think we're going to be wanting to cast Through the Breach. We're not even sure if we're going to be able to play red or not yet, so we'll just take the Makeshift Mannequin. There's not much here for us. Massacre Worm is could be a potential sideboard item. There's also Ultimate Price. So it's definitely Massacre Worm or Ultimate Price. I think I'll just take the Ultimate Price, because I feel like Emrakul and Ulamog are going to do something similar to Massacre Worm. Painful Truce Wheel. There's also Kolaghan's Command, which is technically a discard outlet because I can target myself to discard a card. Painful Truce is nice, but if we're only splashing red, then they could be dangerous. But then again, this is exactly red. Destroying artifacts, though, is great. I can't believe this Channel Wield. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, Dragon Lord Atarka and Dark Petition. I think we have enough tutors between Demonic Tutor and Vampiric Tutor and Grim Tutor. So I'm just going to take the Dragon Lord Atarka. That's a really nice one to reanimate. Looks like we're not going to quite get there with the amount of red sources that we would like. Get in my deck. Or in my sideboard, rather. Sure, we'll take your Brain Maggot. Yep. Looks like nobody was willing to draft green. Alright. So we're a little bit light on playables here, unfortunately. But we could also play this Sphinx as a reanimator target. We'd also play extra land since we have this Bazaar, because this Bazaar isn't a land technically. So actually, bringing in the Sphinx is perfect. So these are reanimation targets. So join me in round 1 and I'll show you the finished product.